It's not their first rodeo. It's time for the reunion for the delightful divas of Dallas.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. Look what you just made
Welcome
me do.
back, everyone, to the Real Housewives of Dallas after show here at AfterBuzz TV. We are talking the reunion, Real Housewives of Dallas Season 3, Episode 17, Reunion Part 1. It's gonna be good. It's good. Super juicy. Yes. And to start off, y'all introduce yourselves.
What's up, you guys? My name is Shanti.
What's up, party people? I'm Erika Edwards.
That's right, and I'm Rachel Robillard here. And we wanted to start off the show with this song, Taylor Swift, because Cameron kind of gave us a little bomb, like, oh, casual Taylor Swift has stayed at their Beaver Creek mansion.
No big deal.
Oh, no big deal.
Yeah, like
No big deal.
It's nice enough for Taylor Swift to stay there.
Right?
So
And
it has to actually be amazing.
it has to. I mean, it was the most gorgeous place. Andy dropped the bomb, like, oh, is it true that Justin Bieber stayed there? And she's like, oh, no. Taylor Swift. I'm like, oh, okay. That's another reason why I want to wear PJs on your PJ to Beaver Liquor at Beaver Creek at your house. Right?
Amazing.
Right? So we got a lot to talk about on tonight's episode. For one, Deandra spills her 2-year secret, LeeAnne's therapy, and we got some shady moments. And so, but overall, what do y'all think about the reunion compared to last season, the season before, just Housewives in general reunion? What do y'all think?
Housewives in general, it was good. It wasn't like crazy jam-packed with juice that I usually like reunions to have. There was lots of name-calling and anger, as usually reunions do have. But, it was okay.
Right?
Wasn't my favorite.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, I guess we'll see if, I don't know, they drop any real bombs next episode. It was fun.
Right? I felt like there weren't too many big bombs dropped. I mean, we'll get into the 2-year secret that Deandra had. And speaking of Deandra, I feel like out of all of them, she came in hot. She came in what I was kind of expecting, but it seemed like what she would say was, it just was ramped up 10 notches. Just she came off very aggressive compared to the other girls.
Yeah, she came off super angry, like just emotional versus
Right?
being she's just fueled by her emotion
Yes.
rather than being I don't know what the word is, practical, realistic. I don't know. But yeah, she was. And did anyone notice her lips were definitely looking a little bit
Voluptuous?
Voluptuous. She got some fresh lips beforehand.
I wonder if she went to Avenue. Just kidding. What is it? What's Cary's laser place? Or can you laser lips? Maybe I'm so off. Obviously, I'm very off on that. I think it's injected. Yeah.
And I think there's lots of injectables there.
Okay.
But why would she go there? She said that they messed up people's faces there.
Ooh,
But we'll get into that.
Yes. So not only was Deandra coming in hot for the reunion, but she was looking hot too. Like I thought her outfit was great. I really want to talk about fashion and what y'all think of all the girls. Something that they all had was sparkle, shimmer, shine. They all had a little bit of glitz and glam. And here's a picture for y'all.
Yes. I mean, there's always a theme every reunion that the girls have to stick to. Obviously, this is like sequins.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's okay for me. I don't really love any of the dresses. I think Stephanie was my favorite, but still nothing like blew me out of the park. But I also did think that Deandra looked pretty, kind of like power boss bitch.
Okay, so you see, like, who wore it best? You say Stephanie was your favorite?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I like LeeAnne's dress as well. And Stephanie's dress is really nice. I love sequins. I'm not loving these outfits as much, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Deandra's outfit, actually. I love the pantsuit look. So classy. Love the earrings. She has to be my favorite.
Really flattering, too.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Cover girl, work it girl. They look great. This is season 3. They've come a long way. 3 years of this stuff. Like, the first season still got it going. Second, they're figuring things out. But this is the second year that all 6 of them are together. Because originally, the first season, Tiffany was on, and Deandra and Cameron were out of the picture. They didn't come until last season, season 2. So now it's their second season doing this, and then I have a feeling season 4 is coming.
For sure.
For sure. I mean, Andy
Yeah.
kind of said, like, oh, Dallas isn't going anywhere in headlines. So we all want to see some more Dallas, which is exciting. But to start with what Andy started off with, he went and talked to everyone individually and just was like, okay, Brandi's adoption was finalized. Deandra still has the keys to the business. And the Nicole Kidman doppelganger. I can't even say that word. Doppelganger. And talked about some bad rejuvenation work, and so how Stephanie said yes, it really does help, and
that's good to know for my future self.
Yeah.
If I want to ever, tighten
That
it.
is good to know.
It's just quality information.
Yeah.
You could also do Kegel exercises if you can't afford that, just so that people know.
I don't know how to do a Kegel exercise. There, I said it. How do you do it?
All right, well, I'll tell you after. This is not that kind of show, but
Talk about the best after
I'm on
hours.
the wrong
exactly. I can be doing them right now, girl, but we'll let you know later. But yeah.
Okay.
That's on the After Hours AfterBuzz TV show. Stay tuned. But let's get into Beaver Creek. So not only has Taylor Swift been at Beaver Creek at Cameron's house, but all the girls were there. And this is where they go flashback into the baby bashing. And I feel like there were multiple big arguments this season, but I feel like that was a pretty big one. Wouldn't you all think? Cameron versus Stephanie and the bashing of a baby.
Yes.
Or I wasn't bashing, she adopted a baby, but that was
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to care about an argument that is based all upon a misunderstanding.
Right.
So I don't want to, I don't care too much to talk about it that much, but I was, happy that Cameron admitted that she made a mistake and that she shouldn't have gotten angry because she heard her wrong, basically. But she kind of backed it. She, kind of backed on it. She was like, at the same time. But yeah, it was good to hear that she kind of regretted her actions.
Yeah, and that Cameron apologized for the misunderstanding. It was just a misunderstanding, and it seemed like there was a lot of misunderstanding this season. But that's what makes great reality TV. It is what it is. And so they also showed the Queen of the House situation. And I'd love to talk more about this because Deandra and LeeAnne kind of had their own tangent back and forth between that conversation and how LeeAnne was going back and forth, and Deandra's like, you say all the show leads to LeeAnne, and just gave some really powerful quotes that is just inferring like, oh, LeeAnne, you think you're the queen of the show still, and all the press you've been doing, you've just been saying how great you are and how great your storyline is, and just that everything, that you are the queen bee. Mm-hmm. But let's not forget who's holding the star in this season in the front and center, and that is Brandi. So just had to say that.
Oh, sorry, were you going to say something? I thought this was super interesting. I was wondering in the beginning of the season why we didn't see this fight and argument. There had to be cameras there, and the only thing that I can logically come up with is because they were breaking down the fourth wall of being on a reality show and talking about being on it. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's really interesting when cast members talk about being on a reality show when they're on the reality show.
Right.
And I thought it was crazy to hear that, they were fighting about who was carrying it the most. By the way, I do think LeeAnne carries it the most. She really does. She's like the zinger. She has all the one-liners. But I don't know. It was crazy to hear that Deandra was saying stuff too, and she was, I don't know. It was just, I thought that was the juiciest part of the whole reunion, in my opinion.
I thought that whole going back and forth about LeeAnne and her press, because she has been doing a lot of press lately and talking a lot about the show. And I don't know. I mean, I guess a lot of the storylines do focus on people getting into it with her. So in that respect, she does carry the show.
Right. But then LeeAnne said, so they were saying how last year that with Deandra's first season was season 2, and how LeeAnne said you carry the show, that you bring more to the show than anyone. And LeeAnne, I feel like it was interesting how they were saying this, because they were kind of going back and forth and then there was a quote that was said that we didn't qualify housewife status until Deandra joined. and we wouldn't have a show without Deandra. Was that LeeAnne who said that?
No, Deandra said that.
Deandra said
she
that.
She said, no one's housewife status without me on the show. Allegedly. Obviously, she said that she didn't say that, but that was what the argument was about.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of back and forth. It was really hard to keep track, especially since we didn't see it.
And
so we were just hearing of what
all the
each
alleged
person. Right.
Convos. But I feel, because Brandi said that that LeeAnne said in one of her interviews that she carries the show like the turtle on her back. And I feel like I just wish they put articles up that like when they said it or whatnot. So because I'm just like,
the way that I got it was Brandi was saying that like she's heard around town that
she gives off that persona.
That she said that to other people.
Right. Well, I think actually that when they did put that article up, because I think that was I want to say it was either OK or In Touch or Untouched or whatever that magazine is, which I think that article just came out within the last week or two. Like that was a really recent interview because I remember I was trying to find it a while ago. So yeah, it just came out. So she said that like really recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, she is kind of carrying the show. I'm not gonna lie. She is. Right?
Well,
like let's imagine LeeAnne not on it.
Mm-hmm.
What do we have?
We wouldn't have the whether or not a marriage is going to happen. We'd have
I guess she was definitely a shit starter.
She stirs the pot, and I mean we need that for the show. We need a pot stirrer, and she is that person that likes to stir the pot.
I mean, she does stir the pot, but I would say that this season has all been about the debacle of her relationship with Deandra. So to that extent, Deandra's not carrying the show. I mean, that was just the big theme of the show because nobody else really had a bigger blowout than those two. Mm-hmm. And then last season, it was like all the stuff she was saying about Mark really was the, one of the bigger things. So I think a lot of it just comes from her like craziness. She gets into it with someone at the beginning of the season and then we just watch it play out for however many episodes.
Mm-hmm. Right. And her one-liners are just great to watch.
Yes, I mean, she does have some funny lines for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. She definitely was more of like the drama starter in the first couple seasons.
Yeah.
True. And I love how Andy said the response from all the girls talking about like, okay, who is the most prominent one? Isn't it what that's all about? Having a healthy ego and you thinking you're being important to the show? I was like, yeah. I mean, I feel like everyone has their confidence and that they all feel like these girls are very confident and I think they're doing all right. I like them.
But I wasn't anticipating Andy to say that. I would think that he would go the opposite way and be like, wow, you think that you're that great and you're carrying this show? Like, why do you have such a chip on your shoulder? So I totally wasn't expecting him to stand up for her in that regards. So I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
But this is not the only show that has drama, people. Hey, AfterBuzzers! Our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows. From dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. There is no network that works harder to serve television fans. But we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be, because they are optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did so in the comments and we'll thank you on air. For now, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thanks, guys.
So don't forget to subscribe, comment, all the good stuff.
All the good stuff. And speaking of some more good stuff, Deandra gave her 2-year secret that she's been holding in for everyone to know. And
drum roll, please.
Yeah,
Jeff.
This was her 2-year secret that she's been waiting to tell people. And that was that LeeAnne told her, Deandra, that Cary was going to fat shame Deandra like she fat shamed Mark first season. That was so anticlimactic. I thought she was going to give some really juicy content. Bravo did a really good job by previewing, like, ooh, this is a 2-year secret that's been so good. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I thought that she was going to, like, reveal LeeAnne's husband's mistress or something.
Right. And that's what we're going to talk about for predictions with what's going to happen part 2 because the cheating allegations are there, and that's what I really wanted to see. So I'll be tuning in for next episode. But I thought that was interesting that this is all based on she said, he said type of situation.
Well, yeah, that's what this whole reunion seemed to be like.
Right?
You said
that
this.
was a theme.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. And then we get the text message that clearly says, whatever the text said about her not being into Cary's business and Brandi's business. And then D'Andra's like, no, I didn't. So, I mean, what do you think? You know D'Andra personally, and you know LeeAnne personally. Who do you trust more? And would you say that on air?
Yeah, I'm really trying to bite my tongue right now, but I feel like I don't want to say anything that shouldn't be unsaid. But I feel like D'Andra is a very trustworthy person. I think she is. I think they're both great people. Love them both individually. But so again, D'Andra is very trustworthy. I trust her. But it was interesting to see her on this show, on this specific reunion, when they would say, D'Andra, you said that, and she'd be so quick to be like, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But then Cameron's like, I have texts that prove that you said that.
Right.
And it's just, she's so fast to say you're lying when it's like, oh goodness. I mean, let's be honest. There's been a lot of lies on this season. And lie, LeeAnne, what D'Andra said. Oh, I thought that was good. That was really clever. But, I mean, compared to both of them, I feel like LeeAnne has been lying a little bit more compared to
I felt like D'Andra was kind of lying more. Like,
you feel like
she
D'Andra's
obviously
been?
wrote the text, and then she
for that, I meant the whole season-wise, but for that, for that situation.
I don't know. I feel like LeeAnne's admitted to everything that she's done. Yeah, she's, like, inferred stuff and not said specific things, but she hasn't totally, like, lied about what she's saying. She's just tiptoed around the truth. But I don't know. I just, like, I didn't get, like, a trustworthy feeling about D'Andra this reunion.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of it, I guess, is that you don't have, like, this photographic memory where you remember everything you said or everything you did. And I was unclear about why it's in Cameron's phone and it's not in her phone and, all of this. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Cary did fat shame her husband, so I think LeeAnne probably did tell her that.
Yeah.
You thought what she said on air was fat shaming him?
Yeah, he's a fixer-upper. I didn't think that was flattering at all. Yeah.
I have a tweet from D'Andra from 7 minutes ago. I don't know if this is relevant or not, but take a look and see.
What does it say?
I got you.
Okay.
So D'Andra said, since I'm blocked, Cameron knows this isn't true. If these messages were in your phone, why couldn't you show it at the reunion? You can believe whatever you want, but these few texts she, quote, showed were spoofed. Hashtag RHOD. And Cameron is saying, looks like AT&T answered, crying emoji, hashtag liar, hashtag own the truth. Oh, and this text says...
Right, that was the text that was viewed during the reunion tonight.
So D'Andra claims that they were spoofed.
I mean, you absolutely can spoof text messages. So, I mean, I kind of agree with Brandi. Like, I don't see Cameron, like, she's smart, but that's not really her thing. But I can see LeeAnne doing it. But, I don't know. That whole text thing was just, like, really weird.
Yeah, I thought so, too.
And then...
This is stuff that wasn't seen. This was like, oh, we're starting drama within the reunion to talk about. Like this, it was just based on their businesses. So all the girls have businesses, a majority of them within the show. So, and she was referring to Brandyland and Cary's business, Avenue... Lemon Avenue?
The Laser Place.
The Laser Place. And so, I mean, if anything, I feel like they're all on the same team. They are all Housewives of Dallas, and they all have their individual businesses. They should be lifting each other up for women empowerment compared to throwing each other down. And I just don't. Since D'Andra has the keys to Ultimate Living and Hard Night, Good Morning, I just can't see her actually belittling them, especially Brandi. She's friends with Brandi.
Well, she didn't really say too much about Brandi except that I had to listen through that BS. That's all she said about Brandyland. She went in hard about Cary and people's messed up faces. So I really felt like she just was probably tired of hearing about Brandyland, which is not really bashing it. I don't think she really, I don't know, I didn't read it like she really was bashing Brandi, but she definitely was bashing Cary's plastic surgery or whatever, their skills. Which, I mean, I could see if she felt like that way, I could see her saying it for sure because it was a text that she sent to someone that she thought was her friend. So, I mean, that actually didn't too much surprise me. But, I mean, if she felt that way, I don't know.
Yeah.
But then Andy surprised me again because I thought he was going to be like, oh, you know, kind of getting mad at D'Andra for writing that text or being like, oh, this is what you really think. But instead he was like, well, she didn't bash them publicly.
Right.
So then Andy kind of surprised me again with that. But I guess what was like weirdest to me about this whole reunion is the relationship between Cary and D'Andra. Like it just seems to be this crashing thing that like I didn't really see coming until this reunion. And I guess they've been friends the longest, and D'Andra was at Cary's wedding, and it just seemed to be like this weird anger-fueled relationship that it's become.
Mm-hmm. I was not expecting so much hostility between Cary and D'Andra. I feel like there was a lot of,
like out of nowhere, like where did this come from?
Yeah.
But I guess if my friend said that my laser company messed up people's faces, I wouldn't be friends with them anymore.
Yeah. Yikes. I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say I saw it coming, but I think I don't know. Earlier in the season, I definitely felt like there was a line that needed to be drawn. Either you're going to be on LeeAnne's side or you're going to kind of be on D'Andra's side. And this whole I'm going to try to be your cool friend in the middle thing is not going to really work that well. So that's, I mean, I think a lot of times, at least tonight, I felt like that's where D'Andra was coming from. Like, I'm talking to LeeAnne, why are you jumping in it? And I didn't really realize that. And it's interesting because, I mean, I don't know how many people were at Cary's wedding. Maybe it was thousands or something. I don't know. But it was like, I didn't realize that they had this long-term bond until she said it. Because, like, you ain't been acting like somebody you known for 10 years at all. Any of these seasons. Like, this is news. So I don't know. You know, I just felt like that was sort of something she threw out there. Because I was like, well, maybe she was at your wedding. But you ain't mentioned it in all these mini episodes. So why is it a thing now? Like,
and was Cary at D'Andra's wedding? Like, we've only heard, like, okay, LeeAnne and D'Andra, they've been such close friends. It's been them
and I'm
them.
Like, when was Cary going to mention that? So I don't know. I just feel like some of it, not that it isn't true. I'm sure it is true. But I think it was to give the illusion that, oh, I know you so well. And how could you say this? And I'm so betrayed. And it's like, I'm not quite buying it because you hadn't acted like you've known her for 10 years in all these episodes. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, speaking of weddings, I still am hoping D'Andra and LeeAnne will be okay by the time LeeAnne has her wedding rolling around. What was it, in April?
Yeah.
She said? All right. So, like...
The countdown's on.
Yeah, the countdown is on. They have the date. It's in April. And
will this really happen? Will the wedding really happen?
Yeah. Will it really happen? I mean, this is so interesting we're talking about this because lately I have had friends of friends whose weddings that the wedding is no longer. And what I will say is that it is a lot less expensive to cancel an engagement than to have to go through a divorce. And it's a sensitive subject. I mean, I hope the best for LeeAnne and Rich, but Rich's track record hasn't been the best. So
right, that's why I think he will. I mean, he gets married all the time, so I'm sure he'll do it. Like, I don't see why he wouldn't, because he's been married 3 times. Like, why not go down the aisle? Like, I don't see. And I don't know I think he's paying for it anyway, so I think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Is he? You don't think it's her housewife money? Because this whole season, it's made me think that he doesn't really want to get married. He's like, I've done this 3 times, therefore that's why I don't want to get married. And I'm like, and she seems to be the driving force.
Right?
I don't know. I think he's low key, kind of just like whatever. And I still think he's gonna go. Like, I don't think he feels strongly one way or the other. So I think he's gonna do it.
Yeah, just chill about it.
Yeah.
He's like, we could get married, we could not.
We'll see.
I don't know. Like, the way she talks to him, and I guess I want to see what you guys think out there. The way she talks to him, I feel like he's paying for it. But I'm always confused about LeeAnne and where her money's really coming from. So if you all have some secrets, let me know. But that's what I think.
Yeah. But also, because hasn't he been, like, off work lately because of his eye situation? Or...
I mean, I always have felt like he was, paying for stuff. Like, all the time, forever. So,
All right, I'm hopping in. I have a question.
Yes.
Is it possible production would pay for this if it's going to factor
If it's
into
going to
the
be on the,
season?
yeah.
I mean, if they have, if she's carrying the show on her back, like she says, then they should have their own little special thing and a whole little special show about it. Because, you know, that's what they do. Like when Candy married Todd and whatever. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
There's been many housewife weddings.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't usually watch those, but they're amazing.
Yes. For my like prediction wise, I feel like a wedding is in the foreseeable future for season 4, and I do see LeeAnne holding that star again. I see Brandi letting go of that star and having LeeAnne take it back again and have her walk down the aisle. I mean, I want to see her walk down. I hope for the best for her, and I know that's something she really wants. And she's like, "Oh, this sounds silly to be my age and be so giddy about getting married," but I'm just like, no, girl. Any woman can get married at any age, 16 or 60. You have every right to be giddy and have so much happiness towards that. But something I do feel like she's not only just talking about her marriage to the housewives, but she has to be talking about her marriage to her 2 therapists that she says she's seeing. So apparently LeeAnne's going through therapy and that she has 2 therapists that she's seeing. And Brandi said, like, oh, no, Tiffany told me, which is LeeAnne's great girlfriend who was on season 1, Tiffany, that Brandi said that Tiffany said that you're not even going to therapy. And LeeAnne's like, okay, that's false. And so it's like, oh gosh, like, is she going? Is she not? What?
And actually, I don't have this for news, but maybe I'll bring it next week if you guys care. I did see an article about this, and Tiffany responded to the tweets and stuff saying that, or tweeted about this. Because somebody tweeted, like, Tiffany, did you say this? And Tiffany said that she hasn't been watching and she's not going to watch it because she doesn't want that in her space. But yes, she has known LeeAnne to go to therapy. So I don't know if Tiffany really said it or she didn't say it, but that's what she tweeted. So
okay, yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's not like something that you really lie about. Like,
right?
Oh, I don't go to therapy. Yes, I do. Like,
well, no, I think what Brandi was saying was behind the scenes, Tiffany was like, that's fake, and she's never gone or whatever, because Tiffany's supposedly one of her really good friends, so Tiffany theoretically would know. And I think that was Brandi's point. And either way, I feel like, I don't know. I mean, nobody has receipts, so I'm not sure.
Right? And she didn't want to give her therapist's name, which, yeah, I feel like that's no one's business. That's no one's business to know therapists' names. And she's like, oh, well, Brandi's like, we'll edit it out. And then LeeAnne was like, oh, like, for me to then tell you, for then you to go and social media background her. And then Brandi's like, oh, that's not something I would do. That's something you would do, LeeAnne. It's like, oh.
Brandi's just kind of annoying me, like, little tidbits throughout the season. Like, she's just going so hard for LeeAnne, and, like, even at the Harvard party, she's, like, getting up in her face, and she's just, like, taking it to extreme levels and getting so angry, and I just feel like it would just show her way more mature if she was, like, just chilled out and relaxed about the whole situation and, like, brushed off what LeeAnne says. I know that it can get annoying, like the alcoholic comments, that totally makes sense, but it would just show her personality, like, way more classy if she just was the bigger person and showed that it didn't let her bother her, versus being like a little Rottweiler and, like, going crazy and getting in her face. And it's like, it doesn't really show a good side to me.
I agree to that. And actually, speaking of the whole alcoholism, LeeAnne apologized for calling Brandi a alcoholic drunk, and Stephanie said it the best. It's like, if you say someone's a drunk so many times, it's going to infer that you're meaning alcoholic, and that that they sometimes go hand in hand. And so I feel like Stephanie said it the best with that. And it's a sensitive subject for a lot of people, especially Deandra, because her father passed away as committed suicide with being an alcoholic. So it's a very sensitive subject for a lot of people. But it's good that LeeAnne apologized. She just called her a drunk. And I was like, oh gosh. So I'm curious if that's going to leeway into more arguments for season 4. But one thing I do want to talk to y'all about is the infinity dress, and how Andy Cohen praised LeeAnne for the creation of the infinity dress. He said that there's been so many products for housewives. People have created so many products within the Housewives franchise, and that infinity dress is the best product. He said number one. He's like, I loved that. Which I felt like was some low-key shade towards Cameron because of Sparkle Dog isn't doing so hot.
Well, I feel like basically like, I don't know, like he was just being nice. Like it was nowhere near true. Like personally, I was like, how does this compare to Bethany Frankel's like entire skinny bitch empire?
Yes,
like it does
right?
not.
Right?
What are you even talking about right now? And I
Okay.
don't even like that nasty drink, but it was a good concept. She has jeans and stuff. Like what? Like what? What are you talking about, Andy? Like. No, but
Yes, Erika,
but it
yes.
was nice of him to say in the moment.
Right.
Maybe he meant it at the time.
Right.
And I love Andy or whatever, so I think it was something nice to say. Maybe he meant like it's better than Brandyland and the other stuff on this
Right.
panel. I don't know really what he meant exactly, but I thought it was a bit of an exaggeration. Although, I mean, you know, personally, I'm a fan of candy-coated Knights vibrators, but everybody has their own good products. And I feel like Andy was a little bit judgmental here. So I'm just saying. But whatever.
A review on the after
Yes,
show.
this is
Yes.
just a little bit of a tease for what's to come.
Yes, but yes, I don't know. I just feel like that was a little fake. I was like, Andy, you're getting scripted too. Stop it.
Oh my
Was
gosh, I love it.
fake? I mean, he literally said, I'm not joking. Out of all of the housewives, I think this is the best line.
I thought he was genuine. I thought he was genuine.
I mean, maybe he meant it. I don't know. I think
Like,
he's a
yeah,
good actor. Like
it's
I was like,
surprising
dude,
to me.
stop it.
But why would
There's
he
no
like?
way.
Yeah, but why would he say out of all the house? You know, he
Yeah.
didn't need to say
No,
that, and he also didn't
exactly.
need to say that he was joking at the end. So.
Right.
I know all that, but I am sorry. I mean, maybe it's better than Ramona's stank wine, but it is not better than Bethany. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel strongly against it. But he was very nice, and he did appear very genuine. So I will
Yes.
give him that.
The biggest thing though was her response. Like, I'm
Right.
not working. She basically said, I'm
Yes.
not working on it. To me, that means that it's somewhat over.
Which, why should it be? Because after last episode when we talked more about it, I looked into the dress and it's being sold online.
is?
Yes, it's being sold online, and I want to say it's about like $100 or so, in that you purchase more for the add-ons.
Right,
And
which
so I
makes
think the
sense.
total for all the 175 different ways, correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff, but I think it comes out to like $300 or so for
Oh, okay.
everything.
Oh, that's not
but
bad.
I think if you get the dress with a couple attachments, it runs for a little over $100.
So like there's
Oh,
seven
okay.
attachments.
Yeah,
for-
the infinity dress.
Okay.
And
I'm looking right now. Where should I?
infinity dress, so maybe LeeAnne Locken infinity
Oh,
dress.
is it Bravo?
I-
I'll go to her website.
Yeah, I believe it
Yeah.
was on People.
She's probably
I
sell,
think I
she
saw it
probably
on
has
People.
her own website, I would think, is how she's selling it, I
Right.
would assume.
Yeah, so exactly. Andy asked, like, okay, have you launched this to HSN and other products or other outlets and avenues? And she goes, I'm actually going to take a 6-month break to focus on the wedding.
Well, she
and
did
get
say
it."
that they hadn't contacted her yet. So I took that to mean
Right.
that she had that fashion show for all the buyers and stuff. And, like, they were probably like, it's cool, but we not ready to buy yet. So I don't know. That's kind of how I took it when she said they hadn't contacted her yet.
Yeah.
But she could have been like a little self-promotion, like, but you can go buy it on my website
Right,
here.
exactly.
But I'm also taking a break to focus on my wedding. Like, it
Right.
just seemed so like we're gonna end this right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was like weird to me. It just,
To me, I took it like the fashion show that she just had was for these buyers and stuff. I feel like, I don't know, and if you guys know, let me know. She didn't get the response that she wanted, so she's backing
Maybe
down because
so.
her whole point was like, okay, I'm gonna have this fashion show to see if it's gonna work or not. And so the way they filmed it, oh yeah, it's a winner. But then like, if didn't nobody order anything, now she's like, oh yeah, well I gotta focus on my wedding. So I agree with you. Like, I don't know, but I felt the same way in the last episode about Cameron and Sparkle Dog. I'm like, okay, so did you waste how many episodes of my life talking about this? And now you're just like, oh yeah, I need a partner. I'm getting married. I don't need it. So I don't know. I feel like maybe she'll just sell it on Instagram. I'm not sure, but
I have official prices if you guys want.
All right, yes, give us a lowdown.
Okay,
Jeff.
so attachment correction. So Black Friday special right now, you can get
still.
attachment collections by color for $150, a specially engineered black dress only for $150. The black dress with attachments is $265. The rest are $265.
it's not bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not bad in theory.
In theory.
who's your market though?
Housewives fans.
I know. I mean,
All ages?
I think.
I'd wear it. It's cute.
yeah, like it's cute. I mean, I think it's not like millennials or anything, but I mean, I think it's
Again,
fun.
I know some of the housewives watch this after show, and we will wear it on air.
Yes.
Right?
Send it our way, LeeAnne.
you.
I want the infinity dress. I will model it for you.
Yes.
And I
Bring it my
definitely
way.
want the red attachments. Red is like my thing. So, I'm not really,
The black with the red attachments?
I mean, that's my only option. I would like a red dress, but that goes against the infinity point. But, send me a red sleeve or cape or something, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I like it. Okay, well, Erika, you've been throwing that shade, so I feel like that leads
No,
to some shady moments.
I don't think so. I thought that was nice. I just like the red thing. I mean, I actually like the dress. I think it's a cool dress, and I think it's a good price point. And I think, actually, I said before, I think it would be great on the home shopping network and stuff. So I am not throwing shade at the dress. It's not the best thing. It's better than a lot of people's things, but I don't think it's the best. But I do like it.
She wants
Absolutely.
some of that skinny wine. That skinny.
Actually, I tried that
wine.
drink. I do not like that skinny wine, but
like
I
the skinny
do. I do
margarita.
think I do think it was a good. I think that was a great
good
concept,
concept.
and she did build a big, brand behind that. So that's all I was saying.
Huge brand.
What
Okay.
about Ramona's Pinot Grigio? I can go on with the
Yeah,
housewives.
I know, and
All of them.
Shannon has her food on the home shop.
frozen food
Yes,
line.
the frozen food. I mean, it's a lot of.
It's all, yeah.
Kenya
so
had
many.
hair supplies that were horrible. I mean, people have had stuff that was horrible. I'm not
Right.
debating that. I just am not sure if this dress is the best, but it's a great dress, LeeAnne. I do love it, and I wouldn't mind a black one for sure.
Perfect. Okay, so some shady moments from tonight's episode. Would you like to start, Shanti?
Sure. LeeAnne said to Deandra, just go in a lake and drown.
Yes, that was intense.
That was like more than shady, but yeah, I was like, oh.
Wow,
They're just hands.
that's pretty.
Like kind of like push her.
It's like
I
a
know,
death
that's
threat.
pretty
Right.
crazy. That was pretty shady. That's kind of cray. For me, Andy said to LeeAnne, "That's very amorosa of you."
All right, and then Deandra, when Deandra and LeeAnne were going at it, Deandra was like, last year, this was about the amygdala, the conversation about therapy, and Deandra said, last year it was PTSD, now it's your amygdala, what's next season? It's like, oh. That was a mic drop situation. I was like, ah. But LeeAnne's still great, we all love her. She's definitely
do, and I'm sure
she's a
she'll
queen in
think
my
of
book.
something for next season.
right. Okay, let's get into some news, shall we?
All right, let's see here. So there was this article. Let me get to it, where LeeAnne spoke about what it would take for her to get. Well, one, why she really feels that her friendship with Deandra fell apart. And what she's saying in this article, and it's in a lot of the blogs like today, is that all the time when she and Deandra were friends, she had to like take a back seat so that Deandra could shine. And when Deandra joined the show, LeeAnne didn't hide her light, as she put it, like she used to or whatever. And Deandra had a problem with that and stopped being her friend. And so, which is, I don't know, interesting. I know, I'm like this
petty.
little light of mine. Okay, whatever.
Right.
Like, what are we doing? But but yeah, she's been doing like a lot of press on this, and so she's like, so now that she's been able to shine, and I think in her beliefs, maybe like carry the show on her back, as she would say, that's a problem, and that Deandra would have to really, really apologize and really dig deep with her apology to make back up, and she doesn't see Deandra actually doing that. So yeah, I don't know if it's
We'll
really
see what happens.
Exactly. I don't know. I mean, I
Petty
don't
drums.
exactly. Yeah, so that's it. And then next week, I did have an article with their polishes or whatever, but I will bring it next week so everybody can see their nails, their special little manicures.
Yeah,
'cause it was
let's
actually
see
really,
it
it was super
for
cute.
the
So,
reunion.
yeah, so I'll bring it next week.
Yeah, I saw
So-
that gold manicure from LeeAnne to match her dress. I mean, they looked good.
Oh, wait, here it is. Oh, yay.
yay,
Love
there
you,
we
Jeff.
go.
Thank you for
Okay.
finding it. So, yeah. So, I believe, my mic. This is Stephanie's, if you guys
Oh,
can hear me.
beautiful.
Yeah, and then, my mic is horrible, but okay. As you scroll down, you will see.
They look good. Some fashionistas.
No, this is Stephanie's with the pink, which I love.
Yes,
I
Stephanie
actually
with the
really like
pink.
hers. And the one before was actually Cary with the gold. Yeah, that's Cary up there. This is Stephanie. I really like LeeAnne's.
I do too.
Her stiletto nails, which was
with her engagement ring. Don't y'all forget it.
Yes, with the bling bling.
Yeah, she showed us in studio last season. It was like, oh, shimmer, shimmer.
And then here we go with Brandi, which is okay. For some reason, I know Brandi has the red hair. I wasn't a fan of Brandi's dress.
Me neither.
I was like, it was too much 4th of July for me.
Yeah.
It was a little bright.
I agree.
And actually, I like D'Andra's nails as well. So and then at the very bottom, of course, Cameron does pink. Shocker.
Shocker.
But yeah, everybody had very nice manicures.
Yeah, head to toe, they were looking good. They were looking fierce.
Yeah. So thank you, Jeff, so much for finding that.
Shout out to Jeff. We love you, Jeff.
Thank you.
He's been with us all season, so he's our most wonderful engineer. Everyone
Love you all too.
Exactly.
Love you, Jeff.
Yay.
So this was part 1 of the reunion, and next week will be part 2. Any predictions? What's to come
AfterBuzz
for
TV predictions.
part 2? We got Mama D making an appearance. I was kind of bummed Mama D wasn't here tonight. I was expecting a little bit of Mama D to then, get. I want to hear what Mama D has to say.
I do too, because I feel like, especially Cameron has a lot of points to say about Mama D. So
right?
One of my predictions is that Mama D is going to come in and actually respond to some of the things that have been said about her relationship with D'Andra.
Right.
I feel like we've seen some of it in reference to the business, and maybe she's a little cold, but they have made some other sort of allegations that aren't on the show. So it's like, what is she really, so I think one of my predictions is that Mama D is going to respond to that and put those little chickadees in their place. And then I think my other prediction is I'm hoping and praying that D'Andra will finally spill the real beans about the Rich cheating.
Yes. Bring on the cheating allegations. We must know. We're so curious.
Sadly, I kind of feel like since she mentioned his ex-wives, I kind of feel like it's going to be some BS about how he cheated when he was married to them, which is like obviously irrelevant to today in the real world. But fingers crossed that like she's like, no, they told me they saw him out with such and such and such. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
There's a lot to look forward to. My favorite thing about Mama D is her little sayings, like, I don't give a rip. I don't give a rat's ass.
Dog's
or,
rip.
Like, whatever she says, it's just always entertaining.
Right.
You brought up a good point. I really want to see Mama D go for Cam and see how that whole interaction is. I hope it's something.
Yeah, me too.
And I think it's just crazy, the three of them, Cam, LeeAnne, and Cary, just really seem to be ganging up on D'Andra. And I don't think it's going to stop. I think it's just going to keep going. So I'm excited to see that.
That segregation on the couch. I feel like they are they couldn't have done a better job placing the girls where they placed them.
Well, that's why they put them
really
there.
good. They know.
They
know. They know what's
you
up.
always know, as they say, the people sitting next to Andy are always in the hot seat, so you already know. You already know.
Yeah, I'm curious. So there's a lot to, with Mama D coming, I love how they kind of previewed, like, oh, she's wearing her purse, and she goes, oh, yeah, I'm here to give D'Andra her allowance. Like, oh, that's so cute. That's adorable. Do you really think D'Andra is her little puppet?
Well, no, because, like, Mama D doesn't even care like that. So that's why I'm like, why do they keep saying that? I think they do have issues in their relationship, but Mama D doesn't care about LeeAnne or anybody else. I don't think so.
Yeah, Mama D has nothing to lose, so I hope she brings it because that's what we want to see.
Bring it on, Mama D. We love you here.
Yeah, so until then, Erika, where can everyone find you on social?
All right, you guys, you can follow me on all my social media at Erika, E-R-I-K-A-D as in Dora Edwards. If you watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, then catch me here at AfterBuzz Reality TV. 9 o'clock Sunday evenings, and AfterBuzz for Ray Donovan at 7 here, too.
You're all over the place.
Right?
Thank you guys for watching. You can find me on Instagram at Shanti_Christina.
Yes, and my name is Rachel Robillard. Y'all can find me on social at Rach_Robillard. And similar to what Erika does on Sundays, I'm keeping up with the Kardashians on Sunday nights at 9, so y'all can tune into that. This was part 1 of the 2-part reunion for the Real Housewives of Dallas. So we hope to see you this time, same day next week with the overall, and then we'll be done.
Yes,
What?
It's the finale, so be here
Yes.
Square. Be
So-
there, be square. You know what I mean?
That's right. We'll see y'all next
watching.
week.
Ciao.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.